Welcome to Commander Pop Culture, a place to gather magical information with some laughs, might I add. Hello everyone, welcome, playing
Born of Satan!
I built this deck a couple of weeks ago. I built it for under $100, but things appreciate value, so it might be worth more at this point. I kind of want some ramp, so we're gonna mulligan. I did find 3 lands, so that's not too terrible. We're gonna go again. Usually when I mulligan, I try to find at least one piece of ramp to smooth out the early game, and you get a free one, so you shouldn't hesitate to keep going. Against a Shilgengar, this is a commander I intend on building in the near future. Karn, Silver Golem, and Animar. Go one more time. Druid Course ain't bad. We'll make it work. I can tutor for a blue source, my landscape, hopefully find another land for Painful Truce. So between Charted Course and Painful Truce and the opening from my draw step, hopefully I find a land. There you go. I love these new lands. I'll lead off with Contaminated Landscape, get an island. As for the strategies, Shilgengar, they want to be sacrificing a bunch of stuff to get blood tokens, and then they, for 3 mana, sack 6 blood tokens to get a return everything from the graveyard back to play. Interesting thing though is if you sack an angel to this, you create blood tokens equal to the toughness instead. Although I think because it's a free sack outlet, you don't necessarily care about playing big dumb angels. You just want to play a bunch of recurrable small things, and you would probably consistently get 6 blood tokens early in the game. That's my thought anyways. I think people see this and they see the word angel and they just want to build an angel deck when I think it's more efficient not to do that. It feels a little bit of a bait because then you have a clunkier deck and a higher curve. The middle player, they're just playing a lot of big dumb creatures. The cost reduction for Animar is really sweet. One of the best combo pieces with this is Ancestral Statue, because it can bounce itself and it's colorless. So once Animar has 4 counters on it, you effectively play it for free and you can make this an infinite size. Karn is Silver Golem. Hopefully this isn't a land destruction deck, but that's typically what it is. They play Mycosynth Lattice, and then for 1 mana they turn your lands into a creature, and since lands have a 0 CMC, they just die. The lobby did say casual, so I'm not sure about Mana Crypt. The left player left, probably because of the Mana Crypt play. It's alright. I build decks expecting stuff like this. It's not a big deal. The whole purpose of me building decks on a budget is to show people that you can compete with people who have a lot of money in their decks. And Mana Crypt on Moto is really dirt cheap. It's like, I don't know, it's like $3, something wild like that. The guy on the left didn't have to leave. Like, the right player's having a good start. He's drawing the ire of everybody. We could literally gang up and deal with the problem. But once you leave, you let your emotions get in the way.
Anger clouds the mind.
You make it harder for at least me and the other guy to deal with them. Luckily, we found our ramp. Considering I don't have anything to flicker, I'll give it to Soul Herder. This deck is a nice Mod Podge of everything. Because there aren't a lot of things that make Eldrazi Scions and spawns, I have a workaround with Soul Herder kind of stuff where I flicker things to get more value. The player that left is still watching the game, because in the chat and game log, it would actually say that the player has left. That's so bizarre to me. Angry enough to not play the game, but you still want to watch anyways.
How does that even make sense?
That's a pretty good threat, Mana Gorger Hydra. Thing is about colorless decks is they struggle to answer things. They don't have a lot of removal at their disposal. So like things like this can be pretty detrimental to them. Kind of sucks for me because now I can't play my Mirror Entity anytime soon, and this thing could shoot off my spawns. Hopefully I could outpace that a little bit. So far I'm fixing my mana quite nicely. It pales in comparison to what's going on for the colorless deck, but I'm okay with that. At least I'm maintaining a nice group of cards. Unfortunately, this is a bit of an engine, the staff. You get to see 2 cards instead of just 1. Kind of want to answer that. Ozolith the Shattered Fire, that's pretty nice with Mana Gorger. Instead of getting 1 counter put on his Hydra, he gets 2. I wonder why he put the counters on the Ozolith over putting it on Mana Gorger. Not entirely sure. I think if this guy on the right managed to get Mycosynth down, then I'd probably surrender. But I'll leave the Offer You Can't Refuse up just for that rainy day. Hey, there we go. You only make 1 off of it, but it's something. And you can just shoot it with this staff. Maybe I play the Argosy first. I like that idea. The Argosy is pretty sweet because it only has a crew 1, but it lets you flicker X amount of creatures. It's like a pseudo Brago trigger. It's really good. I think criminally underplayed for flicker decks. It has like a $1 price tag, probably even less. Forgotten Ancient. Yeah, man, that's pretty scary. I'll have to deal with that if this guy manages to die to this, and I think it'll be so big by the time, if that should happen, where he just beats him to death, I'll be screwed, because like I don't have anything in my hand currently to answer that. I think I'm by like maybe myself 2 turns max that rears its ugly head my way, and if this guy has an all is dust, I haven't committed anything to my board yet. And I have a devoid creature, so like even after, still avoid all is dust. Trading post. For my viewers and maybe new viewers that are watching me for the first time, I've always said that Commanders become a faster format no matter what kind of, I guess, competitive level you may be playing at. And this is a good example. Turn 5, by the way, and all this is going on. Who knows, this guy might be trying to pub stomp a little bit, but I think it's not that big of a deal considering what this guy's bringing to the table. Trading post is pretty annoying. He can sack his Wormcoil engine and then bring it back later to keep making lifelink death-touching blockers. Nice, okay. I drew another devoid creature. Let's make your stuff as big as it can get. Unfortunately, I don't have any safe attacks. I wonder if this guy will feel pity on me and just let me hit him for 3. If not, my thing just dies. Doesn't matter what I tap to crew it. I'm going to do the thing. Huh. I wanted to flicker this as well. Oh, I had to... I guess it's been a while. I had to crew it with multiple creatures in order to flicker multiple things. Whoop. That's what I get for not reading the card and misremembering things. If I lose because I have 1 less Scion, I'll know why.
You sunk my battleship!
The left player seems to be offended that I swung his way. That's the beauty about playing Magic, is you learn things with each and every game. Golden Argosy is a good example of that. 40. That is a lethal swing. Oh yeah, he transplanted the counters that are on Forgotten Ancient, and then they got doubled from the Azlask. Pretty sick. So he does survive, actually. He survives with 3 life. It becomes a 0/8 when it declares it as a blocker. Forget about that clause on Karn. And now the scary Hydra's off the table. Yes, why the player didn't die.
Why won't you die?
I talked about it. Fast calculation. It's like counting cards in blackjack for me. It's like plus or minus single-digit numbers. And that's why I could do quick calculations like that with life totals in combat. Most people, I think, when it comes to like simple arithmetic, might have a little bit of analysis paralysis. Although math was a favorite subject of mine in school, and it still is a favorite subject of mine. I love particularly trigonometry. It's advanced enough where it's hard and still useful versus like things beyond that gets a lot less useful in everyday life. Like, I took calculus and I never use anything from there. And now he has the border posts to get his Wormcoil back. All right, so Annihilator 7 has finally left the game. He sat here 30 minutes. He could have been playing this game. Like, why did he sit here for 30 minutes? I don't get it, man. It sucks that Staff's in play. Want it gone for multiple reasons. It's keeping him in the game in card advantage, and he keeps plinking off my Scions. They're just easy targets. It's the only thing with 1 toughness, and if he could remove a permanent off the board, it's like, why not? Discarding card to gain 4 life. Oh, he had to gain the life out of fear of dying to the mana crit trigger. Unwinding Clock. That's probably too good. Just doing border post shenanigans. That was my other black source that I needed for Liliana's contract. Oh well. Tapped on the green source, play cut a deal instead, see what I draw. Ooh, I kind of like this. I could take away both of his blockers here, and then he could finish him off. Yeah, let's do that. Do I want to make a Scion or flicker something? Well, it's the same equation. I'll let the guy on the left finish him off. Well, I guess it was a saving grace that I mistapped my mana, because then I found the Eldrazi Confluence, and I wouldn't have had enough mana to play it, and that left this guy to go shields down and for him to finish him off.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Look at that. The guy surrendered for no good reason, complaining about people playing fast mana. What a shocker. Ooh, you know what I could have done? I could have flickered this and reset all the counters that were on it. Missed that opportunity. Swings 6 over here, probably swings the Forgotten Ancient my way. He's gonna be a gentleman, not swinging anything my way this turn, after doing the favor of making him vulnerable. Like I said, he didn't have to do that. He could have forced me to trade off a token. Man, the middle player is equally as upset by the mana crypt. I see it so often nowadays, it doesn't bother me, and winning and losing games is not as important as it used to be. Like, if I'm playing CDH, and then I care a lot more about winning, but I guess baseline, I care about winning, like, because that's the whole point of playing the game. So you should care a little bit about winning. What's unfortunate is I am going to be forced to trade something away here. At least 2 things, depending on how he distributes his counters from Forgotten Ancient. And I won't have enough creatures to make all my stuff into spawns. It ain't enough to answer what's going on here. And I imagine he could dump his hand. Just puts all the counters on Animar. If he's got 6 creatures in hand, there's just more blockers and more things for sacrificial fodder. Vigor. Surak. Nice. His creature skills can't be countered, and I think this gives haste. No, it gives trample. Yeah, that'll kill me. I drew it up kind of weird, even though I saw 29 cards. Didn't find my Eldrazi Scion makers until like turn 6, and then just let it hit me. They have trample, so this is gonna crack me no matter what, or it's gonna hit me for lethal. If that Staff of Nin also wasn't around, I might have been able to make my board wide enough to make the left player sacrifice enough permanents from the Annihilator trigger on Azlask here to maybe close out that game. But that's how the cookie crumbles. I had fun piloting this deck. It has a lot more card advantage than I think people would give it credit for. And it's a unique deck. You get the double triggers, get the flicker stuff, and you get Annihilator. That's the whole pursuit of the deck, is make a bunch of Scions and kill people. But the alternative win con is Liliana's Contract, and then you change everything to demons with things like Conspiracy or Arcane Adaptation, and that's the list. I hope you all enjoyed that gameplay. I had fun, and I'm going to be playing my Timmy's Trap deck next, so everyone take care now. Bye.